Good morning, everyone. Jan Fursden here from Fursden House. I have a journal to share with you. This is a very special journal. It is a special order for my very special friend, Chris. Chris, I hope you love this journal. This is the first journal that I have made since November of last year, of 2021. We had a lot of things going on, deaths in the family and deaths of friends, and my cat died, and it's one thing after another. So it's been a very difficult year for us. And Chris, bless her heart, she's been so inspirational to me, and she asked if I'd create a journal. And this was back, at least in May, and she has been so patient. So Chris, thank you very much. This is my comeback. My creative mojo is finally getting a little bit of a kickstart again. Chris wanted something that combined Edith Holden and flower fairies and just nature in general. And I think I'm going to call this one a walk with nature, or nature walk. I'm not sure. It's got a lot of nature to it. That sounds ridiculous, but there it is. Again, thank you so much, Chris, for being so patient and kind. And so let's get to it. It's a rather large journal, as you can see. Lots of fun stuff. The fabric actually came from Chris. I thought I had a fabric, and then realized it was only a scrap and wouldn't be enough. And then Chris had this fabric, and she sent it to me, so I was able to use that. And I think it's gorgeous. The journal is 9 by 6.5 by about 2 7/8. So we'll just call it a 3-inch. And it's a hidden binding, as you can see. And I asked Chris about 6,000 questions, because I never want to make something that's complete surprise about someone, because you just don't know unless you've lived with them and really close for years and years. So I asked all these questions, and what I tried to do was make a journal that would honor all of Chris's favorites and what have you. She said she liked dragonflies, and this one just went on last night. I wasn't going to put it on there. Well, I didn't even think about it. Then I was going through my stuff and I found it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a dragonfly. So I thought, right, so that's glass, and it looks like it's got a bit of gold on it. I think it was a button. It had a shank on it, and I took that off. So, and let's see, I'm going to just take this, do it like this, get it off here. We have the name tag. I wasn't sure, Chris, if you wanted me to put your name in it or if you wanted to, so I've left it off. So let's open her up. She will lay flat. You just have to kind of make her lay flat. Well, she won't lay flat, not with that thing back there, but close enough. So here we go. She loved hummingbirds, and I have had this for ages and never used it, so she gets it. And I've tried a lot of interesting things here. We've got a little vintage button inside of that crocheted flower. And then this, I was inspired to do this by Elizabeth over at Mrs. Cogg's Crafts. And she had done it in some journal of hers, and I loved it. And so I managed to do that too. It's so sweet. I love it. The white envelope is a letter to Chris and a little surprise. Found this beautiful paper. I just love this paper, so I've done that. And I believe I've stenciled all the pages, left and right. And this sweet little fellow, I'm hoping you can see him well. It's a little wooden turtle, and I got him at the last retreat that I just attended in August, the beginning of August. And I fell in love with him, and I thought, oh my goodness, he is so sweet. And I thought, well, you have to go into the thing too. So here we have different pressed flowers that I've done, little fern, and this is what, Lily of the Valley. I love Lily of the Valley. And that's, of course, a die cut. This, it doesn't, unless you really hold it up, you can't really tell what it is, but it's a dandelion puff. They look very interesting and very different than what you think when you press them. And that's a feather. Got a little, I did a lot of, she wanted dangles and things, and so I had fun with those, and some fussy cutting. She liked the leaves, and I've stitched some leaves on, and then I've also done my ribbon. Edith Holden here. And let's see. Here we have more Edith Holden. And she wanted chickadees and sparrows if possible. And I've forgotten which are which now. But I'm assured that one of these is a chickadee or a sparrow. I think that might be the chickadee. Anyway, I'm not good with birds, but I discussed it with Chris and sent pictures, and she said, yep, so we're good. This is one of my framed pieces. Again, lily of the valley, fern, golden tick seed, and lavender, and it just opens out. And she wanted me to, if I could, mention the months of March and September. They're very meaningful to her. And also the letters C, K, and P. So here I have March. Whoops, here I have March. More Edith Holden here. And she also liked flower fairies. And so I thought, perfect, combine the flower fairies with C, K, and P. So here's our first one. Columbine. So sweet. And this is just a nice writing space. Here you see a little bird. I got him at the retreat too. So sweet. Just a decorative. Now you can put stuff up in there if you want. I didn't care to. I just like the look of it. Here we have some more of my pressed flowers. She wanted me to use my pressed flowers, so I did. And these, of course, are orchids. And you don't really press orchids, or I don't, because when I press them, they don't seem to work. There's the nice card. I love the bumblebees. What I do with orchids is I literally, when they fall off of the stem, sometimes I pick them off if there are a lot of them, I just literally put them down inside these little CD sleeves and just let it dry naturally, and that seems to be the best way. It keeps its color, but if I press it, it just almost disappears. So there we have Edith Holden again, the iris. Just one of my little snippets that I make. I need to make some more of those. Those are so much fun. Vintage buttons here and some embroidery, which I did not do. I've had that for ages. I've forgotten now where it came from, but I thought perfect. And then here, of course, is honoring the letter K with the king cup. And here we have one of the sweet little flower fairies. Isn't she precious? Or maybe it's a boy, I don't know. Just precious. And just some paper there that I thought went really well with it. We have another tab and another charm. This is a dragonfly. Again, these are all things that she liked, that she mentioned that she liked. Here we have, it's called a tuxedo pocket. So we have iris, and we have these two florals, and they're just so pretty. There we go. Here we have another flower fairy. This is one of my favorites, and that's the willow fairy, because I love willow trees. And again, this is Edith Holden and some buttons there. Oh, this is in, yeah, it's now's a good time to check, Jan. This is Aurora Lee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and I just thought it was kind of nice just the way it was. More tabs, and then a little butterfly here. Some fussy cutting pocket from Edith Holden, and then this is some napkin decoupage. We have, I love these things. When you have a beautiful card or a page that you just don't want to cut into and you don't want to fold. I got this idea from Jane Lockwood in England. She is a fabulous journal designer. And she would use these little photo things. So you can still write there if you want. But the best thing is, you don't have to fold it. You don't have to cut it. You can have it literally as large as your page. And it just slips right in there. And it's just great. So I love them. And this is a beautiful piece. It's a digital print that I got. And I think this is the only print in the so-called kit. Well, it's not a kit. It's just this. All right, come on off. It's just this one, but I love it. It's like an old piece of tapestry. I think it's so beautiful. So I've just literally put them on there. Put this on here if I can, because I will never remember it. More fussy cutting, and then leaf stitching. This is with machine stitching. Here we have a shell button with a little faux pearl and a lace pocket. More birds, and then a die cut. More fussy cutting. Aren't they beautiful? What are they called? Digitalis. Foxglove. And here we have an envelope holding a piece of paper. And then we have one of my little seals. That's made from glue stick. And then inside is a postcard that I bought several of when we went on a trip to the Florida Keys. And this is Florida Keys art by Cinnamon. And I just love it because of all those sweet little turtles. I thought, perfect, she can go in there too. So it was a lot of fun just going through everything that I have and thinking, oh, we can use that and this and everything. And so I did. I had a good time with it. It was nice. It was a nice thing to be able to get back into the swing of things and enjoy what I was doing. There's another little charm, a birdhouse. The letter P we are promoting, or highlighting I should say, not promoting. A pansy. I love pansies. They're so pretty. And again, more on the month of March. You can see back here somewhere. Oh well, it's back there somewhere, where I've used part of this on another page to fussy cut and make a pocket. And if you don't have these books, these are from Edith Holden's Diary of, what is it, A Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, and also Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady. Nature Notes actually came out, or was written, I should say, was written before Country Diary. Unfortunately, it's typewritten, and I say unfortunately because the other one is her handwriting, which you can see. That is her handwriting. The Nature Notes is typewritten, but it is still a beautiful book, and I urge you to get it if you can. More of my pressed flowers, fuchsia here, and then just a nice reproduction postcard. Those little frames are really neat to work with. They come from Michael's, and you get, I think, 10 or 12 in a pack or something like that. So it's really, it's not a bad price at all. I was impressed, and they go together real well. So again, another sheet that I didn't want to cut, didn't want to tear into, and I just put them in those photo corners, and it works. And so I was so pleased to. All right, get in there. He doesn't want to behave. Oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Well, tough, you're going. See, there you go. Yes, I talk to my journals. Edith Holden daffodils and a bird, and I don't know what kind of bird. A chaffinch, I think. I think I remember reading that, but I could be wrong. It's not that I know what it is. I just remember. Here we have a pocket, more hummingbirds, or bird. And then you can see how I've just taken 2 pages out of the, this comes from the oversized paperback version of the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. And I bought them years ago, and so I'm still using them. It's really neat because they're slightly smaller, so they fit on journal pages. And I've just cut ones on top of the other so that it can match up. This one was fun. Actually, this is not as the artist represented it. There's no one of those little glue things with a bee on it. This poppy and that poppy and this poppy don't go on there, actually. It's these others that are on the Country Diary book. But I had cut the Nature Notes book. I had cut up this similar page. And that's the thing. A lot of the things you might find similar in one book, but they're not the same piece of artwork. It's slightly different takes on it, so it's really neat to see the differences. And I never throw away scraps of Edith Holden. And I had a strip that had these 3 in it, and I thought, well, I wanted more pop, if nothing else, for this page, because I just wanted it. I think it's a center of the signature, yeah. And so I cut these out and just put them there. It worked out really well. I was very pleased. There's the bird for the little birdhouse. This, I think my friend Martha made this. It's so sweet. I love it. It's a little bag. And then I've just cut out different by Chaucer, and this is Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and this one is G. Meredith, I think, Love in the Valley. And you can write on them on the reverse if you'd like. Just put a little bit of stamping there. I love ferns, so that was the stamp that I used. Here we have, again, honoring the month of September. And as luck would have it, you know how you cut something out and you have to destroy something on the back? Well, as luck would have it, it was lined up perfectly. So, just beautiful. And I think this one comes from Nature Notes, I believe. And so does this one. It's a stoat. I think similar to what we would call a weasel. I'll put him up like that so you can see the rabbit. There we go. Hedge sparrow. And she had a saying that she really liked. And it's his eyes on the sparrow, and I know he watches over me. And that's by Sevilla D. Martin. And so I did that one, and I also did the Bible verse. I think it's Matthew 10, where it talks about the sparrow and how God watches over them and how much more so he would watch over us, or does watch over us. So I've managed to get those in here. This is just a little piece of ephemera I put together with some of my little snippet pieces, and then just a round lace doily folded over, and just a plain piece of paper. Well, not plain, that's pretty, but a piece of paper in there. That's neat. Again, highlighting September, and this one comes out like so. This is, oh no, you're going to be difficult, aren't you? Of course you are. This is just a little envelope. Fussy cutting, Edith Holden, and some, I think these are from, oh goodness, I can't remember. It's a digital kit that I got. Nick the Booksmith, maybe? Or is it Tracy Fox? Tracy Fox, I think. Anyway, one of those two. If you're particularly interested, you can let me know in the comments below. This one is a flower fairy that I fussy cut out, and this one's the Hawthorn fairy. And this one is the Beech Nut fairy. So sweet. So I'm just going to leave that one there. Well, maybe I can pop it in real quick. Yep, I think I can. Good. Yay. Little heart charm. Some lace. The starling. I love those colors. Beautiful colors. And then again, more stitching where I actually colored these in with a pencil. I mean, a colored pencil. Here we have a vintage piece of paper that I've made into the pocket, and it's dead leaves of the elm, oak, beech, chestnut, and sycamore, and they're literally, I've just cut them out and put what they are on the reverse. Yeah, I think I want you in there. I thought that came together rather well. I was like, yay! Here we have some ephemera that I made last year sometime, and it's using up scrap bits, and I've just put some of my snippets there, here and on the reverse. And it's a great little tablet. I've just stitched right down the center. It was long pieces that, you know, you cut off the end of paper, and it's like, well, now what am I going to use them for? And all right, stop that, because that's something special I want to show you. He's not behaving himself. I've had this little charm for years. Literally years, and just loved it. Still love it. It's a little glass rabbit, and I think he's adorable. And I finally thought, you know what, it's time you came out of the drawer, and you get to be showcased in this journal. I just love him. He's so sweet. Pocket here with another charm, a key, and then we have this is just from one of her diary entries, and this is a poem by, looks like Alex Smith. And again, highlighting the month of September and March. Some toadstools. This picture is from, I love squirrels, aren't they sweet? It's from Nature Notes. And I've put 3 buttons here. And I just love the quality of that print. It's just so cool. And then these are vintage buttons and old lace. And this is from Nature, I'm not sure which one that one comes from. I know the squirrel comes from Nature Notes. Here we have a pocket that has the wren and the hedge sparrow. And then just put these in just so that you could read some of her diary entries, Chris. I hope you'll like that. And then here we've just folded this over. I thought it was neat. So we just got a whole nice little display there. Here is the green woodpecker. I love using him as a kind of a sideways belly band. And I've just, again, this is a John Keats poem to autumn. I thought that was neat. But yeah, I'll just slide them down in there. Here we have another pocket with the blackbird, the robin, the hedge sparrows, ivy, holly, the sweet chestnut fairy, and then the coconut hanging there for the birds in the wintertime. Okay. Here we have another fussy cutting. And the fox, beautiful picture of a fox. This is another little, I've just used up some scrap paper here. I love this paper. It's scrapbook paper. And I've used one of my little glue seals and some lace. Isn't that beautiful? Just love it. I think that one came from, oh goodness, where did it come from? I'm going to have to look that up. If someone wants to know where I've got that, let me know and I will give them credit. And when I'm putting this on, when I load it up to YouTube, I'll try and remember to put that up there. I'm drawing a blank right now and that just irks me when I do that. I can picture the lady, Dawn Meadows, I think his last name is Meadows, of the Book Vandal Shop. Yes! I think that came from one of her packets. I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. Just love it. Primrose did that from Alabama. I think it was last year, wasn't it? Oh, I didn't really write it down, but it's from last year. A little glass leaf. Here, now this is funny. So, Chris had sent me pictures, beautiful pictures of this oak tree that they have. Absolutely stunning. And she had pictures of the 4 seasons, and I thought, well, I don't have any oaks around here because I wanted kind of an oak leaf. Here you can see the little pamphlet, and again, that's just using scraps. And one day I was on a walk, and I'm coming back, and I see this, what I think is a weed, growing by my mailbox. And I thought, why do those leaves look like oak leaves, similar to oak leaves? So I took a picture of it and loaded it up in my app. It's called PlantNet. It's a really cool app, and it identifies flowers, bark, and leaves. It's free. It's called PlantNet, and I loaded it in, and it came back and it said it was a river oak. I'm thinking, yes, I have oak, even if it was just, you know, growing by the mailbox, just a few leaves on it. I thought, yay! So I had to get him in here, and now those will change color over time, and they just look so cool. Here we have. This is the other one, Matthew 10. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny, and not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. And just put that on the back there. And this is self-explanatory. I'm telling you, it's been a while since I've made a journal. and certainly done a video, so I'm kind of blah. Little glass bead. More fussy cutting. And could I find a ladybug anywhere? No. I was trying to find a picture of one, couldn't, but I had this button, so I thought, all right, that's it, you're going. So there's your ladybug. Goes out there. I'm not going to take these out of these, but they come completely out. She wanted me to highlight some poppies. Poppies are from her parents' homeland is in Poland, I believe, and that is their flower. And so, or you know, kind of like a state flower or a country flower. So they're poppies, and she said she liked thistles. I love thistles. She said theirs are smaller up where she lives, so I'm kind of curious because ours, they're so large, they're very, very difficult to. I'm not going to take this out, but it's just a plain piece of paper. Actually, it's not plain. You can see that on the reverse. Then I don't have to fiddle with all those little puppies. More stitching here. Acorns. Beautiful fall leaves. More stitching here. And here we get to the back. And I've just put in some more of this fabric. Did a little applique here. And then these two are just lists that were in the Country Diary. And it's wild birds found in the neighborhood of Oulton, Warwickshire, and wild flowers found in the same neighborhood. And she lived there when she wrote one or perhaps even both of these books, because one was written, I believe, in 1905. That was Nature Notes. And then 1906 she did Country Diary. So that's that. And then this is what I call a writing board. It's, you literally put it under a sheet to make it a little bit easier to write on. And I've just got my maker's mark there, and that is it. So I hope that you enjoy and love this journal, Chris. It's been an honor and a pleasure to do it for you, and I just thought it was really neat to be able to get back into the swing of things with something so pretty. So there she is, Nature Walk. If anyone has any questions, please comment below. I'll be happy to answer you. I hope you're all having a blessed day. It's a hot Saturday here in Madison, Alabama. So take good care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.